33. Tell me something good.
Everybody, they tell me life don't come with no menu, so we're gonna take it a day at a time.
Man, about time you got here, man. Light your cigar, do whatever you gotta do. Get comfortable so we can get this game going.
Oh shit, what do you need to come out?
Man, just hold your man. That's all you gotta do. Play some defense.
Man, too late, man. Domino, game.
Good days, great nights. Good days, great nights. Well, we back again. Welcome to the Good Days, Great Night podcast. I go by Uncle Al. Some call me Cool Breeze Al. 33. Got a couple names. Like I always say, I think this one's going to be a special. I think this one's going to be a good one. Every time somebody come and break bread with us, I kind of like it because it gives us a different insight on the way we look at life. So I thank y'all again. I'm going to thank my guest here in a second. Got a rule of thumb. We never really say your name first out of respect for we want people to view you a different kind of way.
Gotcha.
A lot of times people view you based off of what they heard, what they seen, or what they think they know. You see what I'm saying? So in this sense of it, we do it in a sense of a road trip. We call it top 5 vibes or the vibes that's inside. So if we was getting ready to take a road trip, I'm going to let you pick the place, and we jump in the Sprinter. I'm always pro Houston. Everybody know that I'm biased.
I love Houston.
I'm biased to Houston.
Gotcha.
So, but I'm going to let you pick the spot. It's your turn to drive, whether you want to drive it day or night. Paint the picture. If you had to, at this moment right now, express who you was as a person, 5 songs, kind of break them down, what they mean, in the sense of just in the moment. And then we'll kind of go from there, and then we'll do the introduction.
Okay. Dang. 5 songs is difficult because I'm really an artist type of person, but I love R&B. Okay. So if I was going on a trip, it got to be somewhere close because I don't really like road trips. So that's Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Houston is cool, but it's kind of, that's a stretch in a car, We
can stop and go, but we'll go to Dallas first, and then we'll do Sunday Fun Day in Houston, okay?
Straight up. Yeah, so I can do that.
So we in the Sprinter. What you got?
So I got to do Toni Braxton.
Okay.
And I really can't pick a Toni Braxton song because I can just vibe to any song. Mary J. Blige, probably Share My World. I go into a whole nother kind of vibe when I sing Mary J. Okay. I love car karaoke, by the way.
Do you?
Love it. 5. Let me see. Another artist that I feel like is kind of not getting his accolades, but I love L.A. I'm not sure if you heard of him before.
I think so.
Yeah, his name is El Hay.
Yeah, put me up. What's the the song?
Right now, my favorite song by him would probably be Moments. And
I just want to see if you really know about the young boy from across the water, right?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
So that will probably be my favorite song from him right now.
He's a vibe. He's a cool cat. I met him.
Entire vibe.
And he's always super humble. So
yes.
That's dope.
I went to a concert and was just in awe. I love him. And then who else? I kind of want to say City Girls because I'm outside.
That's
you know what I'm saying? I'm outside right now.
Okay.
So
all right.
I want to turn up. I want to kick it a little bit. Let's see. And then probably Coi Leray, No More Parties.
No More Parties.
No More Parties.
You need the remix, or you need my guy out there screaming out in Pittsburgh?
I'll take it with Lil Durk on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got No More Parties. I'm going to do things that's going to make us elevate. So basically you're going to change your direction of where you're going.
I want people that around me that's going to make me better. I want people that's going to help me elevate. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to just go to parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want it to be a whole vibe where you become my party friend, then you become my life friend. I don't want you to just be my club partner. You know what I'm saying? No more parties. I don't want no groupies around me. Nobody just taking pictures or sneaking videos.
Right.
So I feel her on that.
That makes sense. Okay, so we got that. City Girls, because we outside. It's just,
we outside.
We've been locked down too long.
Real ass bitch, give a fuck about nigga.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Then we got my guy, L.A. from Kansas. right?
No, he's not from Kansas.
Where's he from?
He's from, I want to say he's from L.A.
Okay.
Originally.
Yes. Okay.
So,
moments.
Yes, moments. It's just a vibe. Like, you want to capture every moment. I want to live in the moment with you. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, every moment is something different. It's something special. So, I really like that song. You got to check it out.
I think it's, if it's what I think it is,
it's with 7th Streeter. So,
I think I got to check it out. I think so. Okay, then you have Mary J.
Yeah.
Share My World, the whole album.
Share My World.
Or just the song?
Really the whole album.
Yeah,
like,
it's the highs and lows.
Yeah.
We was just having a conversation the other day, me and one of my cousins, and we was debating off that album, like, which one could you be? Because it's like it's a feel of emotions, like a roller coaster. So I think I get that with Mary. I think that's probably one of my favorite ones too. Yeah. And then Tony, the whole catalog.
Oh my gosh.
Just the voice.
I love Auntie Tony.
Okay. So
Cousin Tony, whatever she want to be.
No
like
doubt.
That's my dog. I love her.
No doubt. So that's a good playlist though, because you got the 90s in there, you got new school, city girl, so you can relate.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's just a whole little vibe. So
And I love anything Joe.
Well, of course. So I think that's just his whole catalog is crazy. We've been having debates about that at the Cigar Lounge, like between Joe and we was going back and forth with him and Kells and Blackstreet, and then we were saying Dave Hollister, but Joe just got that one. Those are all good artists, but Joe. So Good Girls is the favorite one, the two-step too? Yes, absolutely. You already know. You already know. Okay. So without further ado, if you don't mind, introduce yourself for us, please. I am Kiki. Okay. I go by Kiki Armani. I'm a host. I'm a promoter. I am a podcaster, more importantly. Like, I love this. This is kind of my thing, my lane. I started off hosting, but I just love podcasting. So No doubt. Okay. So normally I don't do it, but I said I was going to make myself be a little bit better. I'm going to give you my 5. Yeah. Okay. So it's my turn with the ox. I think right now where I'm at, it would probably be, Jamie Foxx. Wow. Okay. I got, what's that? I got my Eyes on You. Okay. Off the Unpredictable joint. It'll probably be Dave Hollister. He got some cookers. Man, listen, because it's this, I'm Wrong, maybe. That's a good one, because he kind of screaming his emotions out. We'll do Jodeci, Pump It Back off the show, the after party in the hotel. For sure. And I've been playing Love Song. It's it's a stepper, but it's called Love Song. It's by Glenn Jones. Okay. And it's a good little vibe. And I think we almost there. I'll do D'Angelo, Higher. Okay. Just because Sadiq was just amazing on the joint. So no doubt, without, you know what I'm saying, I think that's just where I'm at. And the reason why, like I said, I asked the songs because emotions change. Right. People change, times change. So like right now, that'll be where you at. If I ask you 20 minutes from now, by the time we finish, you'll be able to give me a whole nother list because your moods change. You dig what I'm saying? Gotcha. And I think that's cool because everybody can relate. We can't relate on a lot of things because we ain't all been through the same things, but we definitely can relate on music. Yes. Okay? So right now, looking at that and looking at your life, do you have kids? I do have kids. Okay. How many kids? I have 2 sons. 2 sons. Yes. So when you look at your kids and you're kind of analyzing and it's boys, and with the world we live in right now with a lot of the other like stuff that they have to worry about. Sure. How do you teach them those morals and values without compromising what was taught to you, or if it was needed to change, how do you do that? For me, I think I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the ghetto, in the slums. And so my constant wanting as a parent was to bring them up differently. Yes, ma'am. I didn't want them to go through the struggle. I didn't want them to be a part of the gangs and know the violence and all of that stuff. So that was always my motivation, was to kind of bring them up differently. Yes, ma'am. However, it has kind of backfired in today's society because I've raised them suburbanly, and now they're
oblivious and naive to the world and things that are going on. And I'm like, damn, I wish I kind of would have, had them a little bit in the streets and in the hood so they know, you know what I'm saying, and not be so naive. They think everybody's their friends and everybody's nice. And, when things are going on in the world, it's racism and things of that sort. They really struggle with that. And as Black men raised by a Black mother singly, I struggle constantly because I'm not a man.
Right.
I can't, or I don't know their emotions being a young man and realizing everything that's going on in the world and how it makes them feel and things of that sort. I just try to always just love on them. I didn't come from a family of love. We always took care of things. Yeah. We were always, we didn't go without, but the love portion was always, it was more money. Right. Financially, we had a house. We had shelter, we had clean clothes, we had food, we had all of those things, but just that love. And I think that's what I just adore about the relationship that I have with my sons. They're so comfortable knowing that my mom has my back. She loves me unconditionally. They talk to me about everything. We're literally best friends because they're young men now. They, want to do the girls and hang out with the girls more than they want to do with their mom. But we just have such an open relationship. So I truly value that, being young Black men, being raised by a single mom.
That's what's up. So I think with just kind of like to go back and forth with what you're saying, like I grew up mom house, dad house. My mom was like the financial, like there's things, is this, is that. My dad was the one that actually said, love you. He gave, like, so it was different for me. So a lot of times you grow up and you're like, man, I really want mother's love. Not that you didn't have it, it was different. Right. The dialogue and how she got it and the repeat of the cycle. So I think that's dope because I want my kids, for the longest I wanted them to be naive. Now with everything that's going on in the world, from the police, from just violence, just period, you definitely want them to have some understanding of what it is. But I try to make sure that I take them back through it a little bit. I don't want them to be, you ain't got to be Lil Ray with your pants sagging or nothing like that. Or my daughter out here cutting up like that. I don't want them to be that.
Exactly.
But I do want them to have I don't want them to be green. Yeah. Too green. Yeah. Because I used to try to guard them from it, but I feel like, too, most parents that grow out their kids from it, they run to it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times. So it's just different with that. But I think that as a mother raising sons, I know it's got to be difficult when you look at it in the sense of like how your delivery is, and then what they see you go through, and wanting to make sure that they don't think it's a thing they got to repeat certain things or they can take things from you. So it's like, kind of like somebody talking to you, and you take in this ear, out this ear type of situation. I think that's going to be dope for your, for your sons. Yeah,
I really had to create balance though, because you want to love and make sure your sons as young men know what emotions are, what love is. That way, when a little girl comes along, it's not the first time that they hear that or feel that emotion. But at the same time, I had to be really tough on them so that they know what it means to be a man and to be strong. Right. Even though they saw that from a female and not a man, they understand, like, and seeing little things. I never hid little struggles. I was a single parent for a while. So sometimes you can't get the Jordans, but I'm going to get you some Nikes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And just having those conversations with them and sitting them down like, this is why. Mama has to pay the gas bill and the light bill. And just showing them, physically showing them this is why. And my kids have always been understanding they are the most humble kids that I've ever seen. So it makes you want to go harder. Right. And eventually, now you didn't get them when they came out, but you got your Jordans anyway. You know what I'm saying? So just showing them and creating values in them and making sure they understand, like, nothing's easy. It's not easy. Raising you guys has not been easy, and we just have an open dialect.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. I think that's real dope. So when you look at that in the sense of how you bringing it into it and like the sense of like giving it to them, so do you think that what you're doing now as far as the promotions and running the business and all of that, how is that helping them to see? Is it teaching them more to be entrepreneurs, or is it teaching them, like, are you giving them both sides of it too? As far as you pushing school, or are you just trying to show them the dynamics of that? Good
question. Because I have a college student, right? And then I have one that does like business and does like entrepreneurship. Okay, so you get the best of both worlds. I got the best of both worlds actually. So one is book smart, and he's really like, he was it was his decision. I always, let them make their own decisions. I didn't really force college. High school was it for me. Like, if you graduate that stage, I've done my due justice. Anything after that, I want that to be your decision. So my 20-year-old, he's more of, I want to do this business. I want to do that business. So he buys and sells sneakers and does, stuff like that. And so I'm open about what I do and promoting and hosting, because it does take me out of my household a lot when I'm booked and stuff like that. So, and now they're becoming young men. They kind of go to my hostings with me and see what I do and things like that. So they know what's going on, what mommy's doing. Sometimes they like it because I'm in the public eye, and their friends see flyers with me on it, and they like, oh, your mom's cute and this and this and that. So as young men, it kind of bothers them a little bit, but they're right there with me, so they get it and they understand it.
I got a couple homegirls. They said they sons hate it. They don't want them to be.
Oh my gosh!
Because that first thing that's the first joke they crack in school.
Yeah.
Did you see his mama though? So like that type of thing. So I get it.
They were heavily involved in sports, and every time I showed up, they were like, Mom, go on. Like, why are you here? Like, we know you're here to support, but our friends drive us in the locker room. That's what's up.
So with all of that, so you got two sons working, promoting, constantly on the move, gone, moving around. How do you balance this thing called life? So because we run rapid. With this pod, I run, I do my job, I have my kids on the times and all that. Yeah. But how do you balance like the life part of it, where you can say you're able to take a deep breath and really enjoy life?
I've been hosting parties for over 10 years. So I'm at the point where, initially you want to do everything. You want your name on everything. You want to be a part of everything.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm at the point right now in my career as far as hosting, I have the ability to say no.
That's dope.
I have the ability to say, no, I don't think that's the project that I want to be on. Or, I really want to take this time off, or I'm already booked for some family time. I can't do your party. I can't do your event. So it's not as important for me to get my name out there and have my name attached to certain things. So I think that's probably the best balance that I have right now, is just the ability to say no to some things. Right. And that's sometimes is with my kids, like, Mommy, I already booked this party. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's an all ages thing, then y'all going with me. But if not, then I'm already booked and we going to plan our little activity next time. And I think just the transparency and the openness that I have with my children just allows me to be exactly who I am, you know? So I just go with it.
That's cool. I mean, because I think like these days we go through a lot with the way the world is changing compared to how our grandparents grew up, how our parents grew up. I talked to a lot of people here lately, and the number one thing is peace of mind.
Yes.
And
amen to that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know some people that's really going through some things and they holding on by a string, whether externally or internally, they're really dealing with things. So I think it's important that we ask each other, like, hey man, what you doing for yourself? A few of my partners, they have to set time where they just do their thing. My thing is cigars or watching sports or sitting around listening to a lot of music, two-stepping. Those are my things, and definitely being with the children. But like for me, my me time, I'm starting to appreciate it more. Because before, I felt like being the life of the party was what it cost, and that was the biggest thing, to be there all the time, to be around all the time. That's what it was. But as you start getting older, you're like, man, it really don't make no sense to be on the scene all the time, because they already judge you based off of anything anyway. Facts. So it gets old after a while, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that's just, that's great in the sense of like finding it. You have to find the equal balance of all of it. Because if you don't, depression is real.
Facts.
And then we, us as a culture, we don't really talk about it. We'll dance around it and be like, no, I'm fine. And it's your strongest friends that be the ones that's really going through a lot.
Exactly.
And then you don't got nobody to really talk to. Because when you go to tell your problems, they're like, oh, man, that's messed up. But hey, can I tell you that I'm going through this? And you done forgot about
And I just recently had a conversation with some of my close friends about things like that, when we need each other, and when we really don't need each other.
Yes,
because I think the transfer of energy is so real.
Right.
It's important. You know what I'm saying? And I could be going through it, and my friend could just be getting over her situation. But here I come pouring into her about my situation. And I probably opened up old wounds for her.
Right.
So when I hang up the phone, now my friend is going through it.
Gotcha.
But she don't want to pick up the phone and call me back because I'm also going through it.
Right.
So I think I just, again, I'm transparent with my friends. Today, friend, is not a good day for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
that's
emotionally, I cannot pour into you positively.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't want to say things that will not benefit you in the long run.
Right.
It might be a temporary fix, and I'll be up, oh, girl, fuck him. You ain't got to deal with that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. When I know in my heart my friend really loves this man or loves this person, so I need to make sure that I'm emotionally, mentally, and spiritually able to be available for people.
Gotcha.
So, and I just tell my friends the same thing. Like, if I call you and you're not mentally prepared to deal with, just tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And I'll have to figure out another outlet. But I don't want to be told what you think I want to hear in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's major, right? That's a gem. Because I look at it too here recently. My biggest thing was I want to fix everything and everybody around me. I really believe that everybody around me is supposed to go to the top.
yeah,
I really believe that everybody around me is supposed to win at any cost.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it was the cost of my own mental. Sometimes it was the cost of my own peace of mind. Because you really, and just really being real, you taking on the role of God.
facts.
Because you want to be the healer. And then sometimes they got to go through
That's
that
a
stuff.
huge burden.
Yeah, and you ain't supposed to carry it. And he looking at you laughing like, all right, try it. Because it ain't really what you supposed to carry. You ain't supposed to carry this thing like that.
Exactly.
And like you said, if you pouring something into somebody and it's messed up and you know you messed up, they got the residue of their situation. Now they got your soul ties that you just dumped into them.
Exactly.
And it's an ongoing thing. And I think half of us don't properly heal no way. We just kind of bounce around until we find somewhere to
think
bounce.
therapy is great. Like, I'm very fortunate to have friends. I don't have many, but the friends that I have were very close. And then just my pastor, my spiritual father, like, he's so amazing. And I'm even cautious because this man leads an entire church.
Right.
So I'm even cautious about the things that I pour into him and, dump on his plate when I need spiritual assistance. But he's an amazing spiritual father. So I'm grateful that I have that resource where I can kind of, get the biblical sense, but also just get some spiritual fatherly advice from somebody. So
that's real.
Yeah, you got to have good connections.
You got to have good connections, and therapy is definitely. I tell anybody, go to therapy.
Yes.
Go to therapy and do have a spiritual father. It used to be funny because everybody be like, daddy in the church. And I'm like, man, I'm about to call no grown. That ain't my daddy. But after I looked at it and analyzed it, like, he's really your spiritual father. He's pouring into you.
Absolutely. And
man, I'm going to tell you something. Within the last year or so, if my guy had not been there, just him being there, and he didn't talk in the sense of him, he talked in the sense like, let's open the book.
Yeah.
The book say this.
Yeah.
Do this, do that. Like, do this. We're going to stand on this. We ain't going to stand on that. Get out of that. Don't be in your feelings about that. Yeah. So I think that's dope. Real quick, though, I want to shout my guys out, man. As always, we record down here at Pure Hookah Lounge on 34th and Main. They always take care of me, always keep me rolling. My homie said she ain't going to roll with me today. I'm going to roll by myself, but
I probably need a hookah like class or session. Like, I can never do hookah. I don't know.
We'll get you squared away after this. We'll talk to my guys over there. They're going to teach you all that. Like I said, if y'all ever in the section in the area, man, I always come see my guys. They always do me good. Also, man, I got something real cool, man. So I got this candle. It was gifted to me by one of my past guests. I thought it was so dope because it took just a thought. Like, sometimes the thoughts is all that count. So the company is Lit With Candles.
Okay.
Hopefully I get her on real soon. real soon I get her on. So let me show y'all. So if you can look at this, it's kind of fly.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope.
So I'm big on, like I said, music. So I use a little music joint.
Kiki Armani needs one of those.
She needs one of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love candles.
That's my thing. Candles and oils is definitely my thing. So I'm gonna plug you too. I'm gonna see what I can do.
Cool.
So, but I think that's dope, and I'm like, I like that. So I want to make sure I shouted her out. That way that I get her on here a little quicker because she was kind of shy. She was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. Okay, so when you look at talking about that part, when nowadays I think everybody's so much in a rush to be in love versus the highs and lows.
Sure.
How would you what would you, if you could give advice to like a guy, what would you be to tell them how is it, would you tell them more so of the old way of love, the new way of love, or would you tell them to blend all of them, how would you do that for like a man and a woman? What would be your tip?
I would probably say blended because you need a little bit of old school and new school. But the most important thing that I think for men is make sure you are ready.
Right.
Make sure you are prepared. Nothing against men. I love men. I love black men. But I think sometimes it's the thought of being with a woman and not the responsibility that comes with the whole thing of being in a committed relationship or being in a marriage. A lot of that responsibility falls on the man.
Correct.
So I would say just make sure that you are emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially ready. And I'm not saying you have to have all of your ducks in a row. You don't have to be perfect.
Right.
But there's a lot that comes with being with a woman, especially if you guys don't have children and you're blending families.
Right.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
So you have to make sure that you are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially prepared to be the man and the leader that you need to be.
Right.
And deal with your insecurities.
Right.
Talk to people.
Right.
You know, I think with men, y'all have a lot of pride, a lot of ego,
It's true.
and
It's
don't
true.
want to talk about things, or y'all are kind of like, oh, I can handle it, you know, and really don't open up. So that would be my advice to a man. Deal with your insecurities. Make sure you are okay. Get you a woman that you feel secure with.
Right.
That can handle your flaws and insecurities. You know what I'm saying?
Big thing. Yeah, that's a big thing.
That
So-
would be my advice
So
to a man.
I totally agree. I think we come into it. We come into it immature. We come into it immature. I think because of think about it. When you're a young cat, and this is not an excuse. It's just how they pour into us.
Sure.
Saturday mornings at the barbershop. On the other side was a beauty shop. Hey man, how many girlfriends you got? I got one.
You know what I'm saying?
Why you only got one?
Yeah, they want y'all to be pimps and players.
Why you only got one? Young, like you young, bro. You need ladies. On the other side, hey girl, don't be giving your goodies out to everybody. Don't get a cookie out. You see what I'm saying? So it's a double standard that's already taught to you at a young age.
Right.
I will say that with marriage is a beautiful thing, but I think you have to have conversation. And we look at it in the sense of like learning something 10,000 hours. A year and a half, 3 years, you've changed.
Right.
You will change.
Exactly.
When each person changes, it's important to sit down and say, hey, these are no longer my views. This is my views. I once said this. Now I believe this. I used to think this was that. Before marriage, I used to think, oh, man, I don't understand. What's the problem? You get married, you fall in love. You handle this part of the house. I do this. I bring the bread home. We hang out. We kick it. It's good. It's so much more into it.
And you set unrealistic expectations
Exactly.
that the other person doesn't even know is an expectation.
And we take on them. Take on them. You come in there and you say, hey, do this, do that. All right, I can do it. No, you can't do it. You can't live up to it. And then as a man, that's a lot of cats are really checking out this world over heartbreak, but they checking out because of the fact that they taking on things that they know in their heart they can't. Yeah. And then vice versa. I don't know if I can be in a blended family as a wife, or I don't know if I want to be cool with my kid's father and still be that and that.
Sure.
So some of those things play a big part of it too, I think.
I agree.
So with women, what would be the advice that you would give them?
With women, I would probably say our pettiness, our cattiness.
Hold on, man, I'm gonna choke. Hold on.
I think that's what it really is like. And then as women, especially nowadays, we are overly independent. And so it makes it even more difficult for us to be submissive.
Okay.
It's more difficult for a man to lead us because we figure like we already got it figured out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing it without a nigga for so long. Like, what is he here for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it becomes, in our mind, a want and not a need.
Okay, explain.
You know what I'm saying?
Give me a little bit more.
We need men as women because our children need fathers.
Yeah.
We need a man to lead us in the direction that we need to be led in, and just take the back, because God created us to be helpers.
Correct.
Not leaders.
Correct.
Although we're entrepreneurs, we're bosses, we can be all of those things, but our man needs to be in the forefront.
Yes, ma'am.
But men have lacked in so many different areas. We haven't had the ability to be submissive, to take the back lead, because we always have to be the leader. So that will probably be my advice to a woman, is just to kind of play your role, play your position. Even though we know you got it, we know you a boss, we know you an entrepreneur, we know you got your own money and this and this and that. But just allow a man to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think that's the biggest struggle nowadays.
Yeah,
because the roles have changed so quickly, and I think you grew up in a lot of single parent homes when we were younger. Some did, some didn't. Or if dad was there, he was just working, so he wasn't really there.
And when you say roles have changed, like, what does that mean? Because I don't know if roles really exist. Like, I believe that the man is supposed to be the leader.
That's a role.
Okay, so that role, sure, but like, does the man cook? Does the man clean? Does the man, you know what I'm saying? Like, do we have dual roles or?
Right.
Okay.
So when I look at it, we all got dual roles, but when I said the old and the new, old school say you're supposed to do this, this, this. New school is that as a man, you should know how to cook. You should know how to wash clothes. Because just look at COVID, it took a lot of people down. If you couldn't step up and do that, then you don't do that. I didn't care about sitting down doing the bills. Here go the money. Do it.
Got you.
Now, you got to sit down and do it. But if you don't sit down and do it and take pride in those things, you don't know how to do it. So when I say the roles, women are quicker now to approach you than a guy is, because a guy feels like, oh, she's supposed to court me. I'm the catch.
That's facts.
So
that's facts. That's very true.
That part is changed.
Gotcha.
And then now women say, like you said, I want you, but I don't need you because I can do this with or without you.
Yeah.
I just think that in that part of it, we have to change the numbering of that. Like, we all need somebody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody got to have a balance.
True.
But when I look at the roles of it, you'll have a woman tell you flat first. If you won't do it, somebody else will do it. And the man will say it too, but a woman will let you know quick, like, hey, the microwave got 30 seconds on it. By the time this 29 get down here, because we already a second in, you better have this figured out. If you don't, we just ain't going to do it. Mm-hmm. So it puts a lot of pressure on guys to feel
That's
like,
so true.
Hey, I got to do this.
And I will admit that I'm like that. I'm very much so like that. Like, if I say this needs to be done,
yes, ma'am,
my expectation is like, why are you not doing it now? Because I just said it to you just a few seconds ago. You know what I'm saying? And men don't process that way.
No. We can't. I get to it tomorrow. I get to
yeah.
Hey, man,
and then tomorrow turns into next week, and it's
listen,
like, nigga.
I'm guilty. I'm 100% guilty, because you feel like, man, I didn't did everything else. I got all this honey to do list and all this you asked me to do. Take you here, do this. I'm tired, and you ain't really tired. You just like, and she thinks she's my mama. But sometimes we force them to have to be. Because we don't handle business. Like I said, me, myself, I can just speak about me. I can't speak about nobody else. A lot of times I didn't handle business. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But it was sometimes that my love, I thought we jaded, because when I say roles change, love is enough.
Gotcha.
I thought love was enough.
Yeah.
Now you got to lead.
Yeah.
And sometimes not saying something is worse than saying something.
Gotcha.
Sometimes you have to lead. Sometimes you got to say no, even when you want to say yes. Gotcha. Just for the some of the nostalgia, like to build it. You do that with your kids. You do that with everybody. So it's one of those things, man. So I look at that now, and I'm trying my best to figure out, even with this pie, how do we get back to the love? Like the love is so, like, even like seeing people on the streets every day. It's half the time where you see somebody speak and say, hey, how you doing? They all got a look on their face, or they already judging you based off of you, what they see you. They prejudging you.
Yeah. And
they don't know. Example, when I knew of you, but to know you Sunday fun day, later on laughing, joking, everybody sitting in the club and they trying to figure out how they going to get this person to dance. And they thinking they out their element, right? Mm-hmm. Then there's two steps on, come on, and it's like, all right, you gotta do this. Okay, come on over here, let's do this. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I do this because I'm not just this one side. So we jaded because we don't even know how to go to a woman no more. How you want to dance?
Right.
Or, hey, how you doing? And they were just teasing the other day on Clubhouse. You buy a drink now, you to his hip. He wants you to be on his hip all night because you didn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like
$7 drink.
Yeah, $7 drink. He wants 7 years now. You know what I'm saying? $1 for every year. So definitely one of those things I think is but I do think the roles have to be dual. Yeah. I think they have to be dual, but I think men have to step back up and do that. Yeah. But it's just got to be, they have to know how to communicate.
Right.
Whether it's 5 love languages, whether it's just standing in your truth for who you are as a person and really looking yourself in the mirror. If you looking at like Hill Harper book, The Conversation, like having those conversations with yourself, like, man, I'm damaged, but I'm going to be okay. Yeah. But going to your spouse, and I think a lot with men, they struggle going to their spouse because they don't want to seem weak.
Right.
I don't want to
so
seem
true.
like I don't have it.
That's so true.
Or I'm not going to be able to get it.
Yeah.
So I'll go ask my homeboy before I ask home, and that'll kind of, sometimes that damages that.
Yeah.
So moving away from that, with the promotion, with the party promoting and everything.
Yeah.
How have you 10 years, right?
Oh, shout out to Kansas City, man. Shout out to all the promoters that I've worked with, all the clubs. It's really been amazing because the entertainment industry is a male dominant industry.
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
not really built for women to win.
Right.
And I just rubbed elbows.
Okay.
I rubbed elbows. I got out there. And I'm just a genuine spirit. Like, people know of me,
Yes, ma'am.
but those party promoters that I've been doing business with, they actually know me. They know my heart. They know, my passion. They know my heart is in it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's how I've been able to have so much longevity in this. They believe in me. They've seen my work ethic. If I say I'm a host your party, I come in, I'm grabbing a mic, and we rocking till the night.
Cool.
The entire night we're rocking. The DJs, man, oh my God, I love all the DJs in our city. I have a vibe with them. It's so dope when the DJ can do their job.
That's what's up.
And y'all just connect on a whole nother level. Like, I never know the DJ's playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just play it and we rocking out. Next thing I know, we singing lyrics together, and then the club is just turning. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole vibe that I've just been grateful to have with everybody. And I'm just overwhelmed with how long I've been able to be in this industry and still getting booked and still getting love. So I think it's important to just kind of rub elbows and let people know who you truly are and not have a perception of who they think you are.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's kind of how that
So,
is.
like, you've seen it kind of change.
Yeah.
So you've seen it like, it's like, that's like rich. That's like the mob music to the young teeny boppers to now.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite like you, that you like to? Are you just more like the concerts? Do you like the day parties? Do you like, what do you like? What's your thing?
I really love the day parties. I'm a brunch girl by heart, just because.
Chicken and waffles, shrimp and grits.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like a whole R&B type of vibe for a day party, and we just turned up, and then we go to the little club. So I love those type of events, but I really like everything. I love hair shows where people can display their talents. I love talent shows. I love it all because it just builds a gap, and it allows people to get the accolades and the attention that they need to keep their business afloat. So it's really not one particular party or event that I can say I absolutely love the most. Of course, the club, the parties and stuff like that. When people bring artists, they those are expected to crack. But I think just having those intimate parties where people can promote themselves and I can help promote them and introduce them, their business or whatever. I really like those type of things. I like really elevating other people and helping other people get to their next endeavor.
So you remember your first one?
What was my first party? I don't remember what it had to be something with either Pure or Von Zell.
Okay.
So something with them, but I really can't say what my first thing was. I don't know. I've worked with everybody, so I don't know.
Do you still get the butterflies like prior to? Or
I used to. Like, I'm almost 40, y'all. So on the way there, I'm really sleepy, and then when I get there, I grab the mic. It just
come along.
Yeah, like I'm tequila all the way till I get to the party, and then Kiki Armani just pops up. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, I don't get the butterflies no more. Like,
because it is what you've been doing.
Yeah, I think I've done so many big artists. Like, I really don't get the butterflies no more. It's really in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just in me. It's just a switch that just flips.
Who was that artist that was just like, the vibe was just so cool?
You know what? Every time they bring Boosie,
it's on.
Cracking. Like, it's a whole nother. I don't know what and he's been here a million times.
True.
But every time they bring Boosie, it's just
Boosie's special.
It go crazy.
But I think he's relatable.
Yeah.
to everybody, and he ain't trying to
Yeah,
be that. But I think
Boosie go crazy, you know.
That's what's up.
And he's really down to earth. I love and enjoy the artists that are down to earth.
Right.
They're not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No doubt.
they want to take the pictures, all of that with the people. So I really enjoy those people. But Boosie's probably my favorite artist that I've worked with.
Gotcha. Okay, so we looking at that. I think that's dope. So when you look at it now and you think about 10 years doing you and putting your work, when it comes to your legacy, what do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be women empowerment.
Yes, ma'am.
I want it to be inspiring young girls to believe in themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
And I get choked up and emotional about that because I'm so pro women.
Right.
You know, like any young girl that wants to do anything. I have so many girls reach out to me about doing this and baby, you can do whatever you want it to be.
Right.
I'm a little girl from 34th and Agnes,
Right.
little ghetto, little ratchet,
Let them know.
tomboy, hood rap that was playing basketball on the corner. Like, I wasn't always Kiki Armani. So whatever it is that you want to be in life, that's what I want my legacy to be. Like, she believed in herself so much that she did it by herself with the city behind her. Like, our city is not all bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could not have the longevity that I have in this industry without my city behind me, without the people that book the artists, without the clubs, without the promoters, without the people that buy the tickets and come to the parties. I'm nothing without those people. So just believing in yourself, believing in your dreams, that's what I want my legacy to be. Every little girl that has ever had a dream, that ever wants to do anything that they think, oh, that's only men can do that. Nah, that's for you. You do that.
Gotcha. That'd be cool. So when, let's say we'll do another one just for kicks and giggles. Summertime, right, coming up. Indoor, outdoor function, what you prefer?
Ooh, I need a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because if it's summertime, like, I want to be outside, but I don't want to be outside. Like, I still need to go back in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to turn up.
I'm gonna let you pick them both. So okay, we outside. We outside. You can bring the concert. A lot of times, you know how like a Joe will come, Anthony
Sure.
Hamilton come, and they don't play your song, that one song on the album. Give me 3 artists, R&B, since you R&B.
Okay.
Outside of your ones that you would bring, and what's the song they gotta play? If you promoting it, if you on the stage, what you ask them to play?
Damn.
So you got the Hot Dog Fest or whatever, and you got one of the old cat. You got some old bands coming. You got the Isley, they just went out. You got Isleys, you got Escape, and God rest the dead, you got Gerald Levert. Is those good ones, or you need some more women in there? So you can
Nah, I
switch
need
them up.
women.
Give me
So I can go with Escape. I
Okay.
need Escape to play Understanding.
Of course. They got to do an acapella, then get the clap going at the end and everything.
It don't matter how they do it. We need some understanding. We need that. Like, it gotta be that.
Yes, man.
You know what I'm saying?
They say understand. Who else we got? Faith Evans? Not Faith?
Not Faith. Monica, yes, Monica. What Monica got to sing? Dang. Monica got to sing Before You Walk Out My Life.
Okay. I would have picked, it's the one off the first CD. The one
Just one of them days?
No, she played me a melody. She talking about kicking it with you. She talking about riding when they in the car.
Oh, yeah.
That's
okay.
a little bop. Okay.
And then Keisha Cole, probably Love or I Should Have Cheated.
Okay. That's
I Should Have Cheated is like a classic. Like, you know, we can't sing worth a darn, but we like Love.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it got to be that one.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that'd be cool. But I really, because I asked that because I really I hope we get back, you know, with this whole COVID thing and everything else.
Yeah.
I hope the world open back up because them kind of outdoor concerts, man, be so special.
I know. I was just talking about going to Rolling Loud. Like, I've never been.
That would be amazing.
But I really want to go. Yeah, I really want to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully outside opens back up and we can do stuff like that.
Rolling Loud would be cool. Just because it's like, it's so many days, right?
Yeah.
And I think they have like a concert like that in Atlanta.
Okay.
That's real big like that where they have like 3 and 4 days and it's a vibe. But I think that'll be, I don't know, just something about them lawn chairs and people out there chilling. I know it'd be hot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's
a whole
fun.
vibe. Yeah, like you don't even think about it.
Man,
so, yeah.
I don't know.
So who would be your 3 artists and your 3 songs?
My 3 I'm gonna do because it's Kansas City. Sam Bosa's got to come. He got to do Zodiac sign.
Okay.
He got to do it 4 times in a row. and at the end of it, he got to tell him to stop playing the music. And then he gonna call Life Jennings out, and Life Jennings is gonna sing either "Stick Up Kid" or "26 Years."
Okay.
And because life go back to like LU days, my freshman year.
Okay.
Man, Life Jennings came out there, and he was crying.
Wow.
He's like, man, I ain't think y'all. This is the first album, that straight play through. Mm-hmm. Man, that dude got to singing, pulled that guitar out. He in Tim's, it's hot, you know what I'm saying, in Jeff City. But he thrummed through that thing. Then another time he came with Joe. The Midland, the sound went out.
Wow.
He said, I don't need no music. He did boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
boom.
wow.
I'm talking about
I bet that was a sight to see.
Man, them moments is crazy.
Yeah.
So Sam, Life Jennings, then when Life leave, I got a new girl. I think it's so dope. You get a chance. Natalie Lauren. Okay. She got a song called Back to Love. It's like the nostalgia. Like it should be the family reunion song, like right now. It should be if they do right by it, it might be the modern day Gap Band, song. Okay. Like, cause she's just talking about like growing up. After this, I'll let you hear it. It's a bop. It's a bop. But I need her to come out and sing it. Okay. But I like the live inspiration, and for kicks and giggles, I bring Fantasia.
I love Fantasia.
I bring Tasia just so Tasia got a truth is.
Yes, come on, truth is.
Truth is.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I like the ideal of it. So we often things change in life, and we move around with different things.
Yeah.
I challenge everybody to have emergency contacts. Mm-hmm. So if something was to happen to you right now, who's the voice of reason? Who would you call?
My sister.
Your sister?
Yeah.
Just because it's just a connection, or give me a reason, like a little bit of it.
I didn't want to come over here and cry.
Don't cry. Please don't.
She is my backbone. Like that's my soldier. Like that's my one.
Right.
Like I know for sure. Like if anything happens to me, my kids are good. Nothing will miss a beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if something is wrong with me, she on the first thing smoking. Train, plane, whatever it is. She got to get a Red Bull, get some wings. She on her way. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that would be my emergency contact.
So in the event it was you and her together, who would you call next?
If her and I were together, the next in charge, my little brother.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, my little brother.
And like I said, it's just one of those things because it changes. Mm-hmm. And I think we don't have, we think we have 5 people on our phone that we can call. And different. And
that's something that I actually learned. Like, no shade to my friends, but I want them to be contacted if something happens to me, but I don't want them to burden.
Right.
If something happens to me. And I don't know. It's something about your mama's kids.
Yeah.
It's my mama's kids. I'm calling my mama's kids.
Mine be all over the place, man.
Yeah, I'm calling my mama's kids. Like, we thick as thieves. Like,
that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. My siblings, I'm going to call them. I'm definitely going to call them and everything. But I call a couple of my partners.
Yeah.
Because they seen me at my highs and they seen me at my lows.
Got you.
Call Bishop Apostle, of course. I call him all the time.
Sure.
But sometimes, you feel like, man, I don't want to keep calling this person.
Right.
I'm always going through something,
Mm-hmm.
But I do depend on them. But I think that when you look at it, like when we check out this world, all we really got is the moments that we was with certain people.
Right.
I had some of my moments where $3 plus your 4, 7 plus your 2.
You know what I'm saying?
9. So these my folks. These who I feel like got it out the mud with me. So them the ones that you kind of lean on. My siblings, I got an older brother, but they kind of honorarily moved me to the oldest brother type of bro. So sometimes I'll be like, man, I don't want my dad. He sit there and he's like, hey, man, something happened. You the one. I'm like, man, he the oldest. That ain't what, I said, learning how to backtrack out of that. But I think it's important that we do really have it. I was reading, I don't know if I told it before, but I was reading Tyrese's book, How to Get Out of Your Own Way. And he was on the airplane. He was on his way on the flight. And he was looking through his phone, and he was like, man, if I couldn't call this person right now and ask them to do something for me or them ask me to do something for them, they didn't need to be on my phone.
Right.
So he was clearing his phone out.
Yeah.
that's one of the hardest things for me to do is to detach from people.
I've learned over the years, which it has been extremely difficult for me to learn, that everybody is not a Kiki. Everybody is not going to love how I love. Everybody is not going to be loyal how I'm loyal. And shout out to the late DMX. Somebody posted something where he was saying, you treat people exactly like who they are in your life. If a snake is a snake, you got to expect them to bite you. Right. You know, whatever they are, you treat them exactly how they are. So I've learned really not to have an expectation of my friendships, because those come and go. And the people that you thought that you would have longevity with, that have been your friend for 10 or 15 years, you become estranged from. And then you get new friends that you've known for 30 days, 90 days, 60 days that are solid. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be difficult for me to have those type of people in my emergency contacts, if you will. You know what I'm saying? No shade towards none of my friends, because I only have a few friends, and they, you know, I would definitely call them in a dire need of emergency. But if there was something truly wrong with me, I wouldn't want to burden them with that type of responsibility.
No doubt. I think that's real. So, what's coming up? What you got coming up as far as any bookings coming up we need to talk about? Anything keep on the radar?
What I got going on? I got K-Camp coming up. That's an all ages event. Shout out to Rio Entertainment. I believe that's in May. Sometime mid-May. Don't quote me. It's on my Instagram. Y'all follow me on my Instagram. What else I got coming up? I have a hair show coming up. Shout out to here? No, it's here. Okay. Yep. June 5th or 6th is the date for that. Shout out to Spot, the barber. Okay. For booking me for that. What else I got coming up? I mean, Rio Entertainment really got me booked and busy. People really think that I'm only doing his events, but y'all are free to book me as well. What else I got coming up? I don't know.
They gotta look.
I just told somebody, like, I need a trap phone just for bookings at this point. Because
we're gonna get you a beeper. We're gonna take it back.
Yeah.
So we can get the beeper to come back on. So with that, man, I do appreciate you for coming. I think it's cool.
I had a great time.
No, man, I think you got to come back. And then I'm getting ready to put together, I'm going to say it now, I'm getting ready to do a panel. Not a panel, but we're going to sit at the round table similar to this. I'm going to do one called Ladies Night.
Got you.
It's either Ladies Nights or Wednesday Wine, something like that. Something in that range. But I want to put different women together. I'm just going to kind of sit back, and I want y'all to host the show.
Got you.
And y'all going to bounce y'all songs and all that other stuff, but I want y'all to have those conversations that'll really help each other.
Got you. That's a dope concept. I like it.
And I'm putting it out so that way can't nobody say I didn't, ain't nobody steal it. But I'm putting it out because I'm gonna also do one. Me and my guy, shout out, man. Listen, man, Cop Pictures. Corey's amazing. That's my guy. He the man behind the camera. He been doing his thing. He helped me with a lot. We was talking, and I think we're gonna do one call for the fellas. We're gonna call it a hall pass.
Okay.
And we're gonna play on it on the movie, but in the sense that we just want to have a hall pass to be able to talk freely.
Yeah.
You want to be able to talk freely, have those conversations as well, because accountability is so much needed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But I want it to be where everybody can kind of let their hair down and really talk and inspire. So what I want to do, I think I want to do a woman that's single, a woman that's maybe married, girl, saying, in a relationship, different little phases of everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I want everybody just to talk, give their tips, give their guidance, but I want them to talk. They're going to bring some questions to it, play a little game with it. It'll be dope with the fellas. We're going to either be here, we're going to be somewhere where it's a whole bunch of cigars in the air, but I want them to talk. We have to talk. So I definitely would, I want to tell you that now. It'll be dope if you come back for that.
I got you.
And then anytime else, like if you ain't got nothing going, we can always sit down and talk, and it's just more or less of just giving the game.
Sure.
To other people.
I'm always down. I feel like podcasting is my lane. I am bringing my podcast back. Unapologetic Opinions is on the way. It's
gonna be
shout out to everybody. There's going to be co-hosts for sure. But shout out to everybody just asking me, like, when's the next episode coming out? Like, what you got going on? Like, people are constantly snapping me. Even people in my life, my friends, or like, I really think this is your lane. You're really dope at it. Like, so I'm going to bring it back. it's also a form of therapy for me.
Right.
So I'm really excited about it. Just some personal stuff in a way, get all that squared away, and I'm coming back. So I'm excited about that.
I think podding is dope.
Yes, I love it.
It's some work.
I love it. It's work. I think anything is though.
That's true. But I think it's fun though when you sit down and talk, because you get to gauge different opinions, and you get to get a lot of stuff off your chest too. Yeah. I just think but I think what's so dope about the city, how you say it's growing and everything. Everybody has their own lane. Yeah. You can go to one club and get one thing. You can go to one pod and get one thing. You can go to, like everybody has their own lane. So that's dope. True. Give them your social media and your handles where they can hit you.
My social media, I do not have Facebook, but I do have Instagram. Big_Key, K-I _Armani. Just like it sounds. So BIG_KI_Armani, ARMANI.
Okay. And I appreciate you again, man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Definitely get a vibe. We're going to get you this hookah class so you learn how to get your issue out so you can be the cool kids, super rich. I know.
We get hookah all the time and standing on couches, and I can never do hookah.
We're going to get you that, and then cigars might not be your lane yet, so we're going to keep you over here.
That's going to give me chest hairs.
No, they got some more soul ones that ain't as bad. So as I always tell everybody, man, before we get out of here, never goodbye, always see you later.
Absolutely.
May God be your seatbelt. We be your direction. Till we see each other again. Y'all be cool.
Thank you so much.
What's good with you? How the fam doing? Everybody Gucci? Slow motion. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. All the strong women and mothers out there. Married and single, we appreciate y'all. We just want to give y'all something to listen to. Just want you to understand all the men in the world. Fellas, good days, great nights. Oh yeah. Fellas, y'all promise to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. Tell it like it really is. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Uncomfortable conversations are needed for growth and closure. Be real with it.